On a frigid February night in 1959, deep in Russia's Ural Mountains, 9 hikers set up camp on the slopes of a peak they called Kolatsyakl, a name the local Mansi people said means dead mountain. Their journey was supposed to be challenging. Each member of the group was an experienced trekker, well versed in the cold and danger of Siberian wilderness. And yet something happened on that mountain, a mystery so chilling and confounding it has inspired decades of speculation. Welcome to True Horror with Jackson. This is the true story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident. Igor Dyatlov, 23, led his team of 8 fellow adventurers on a 16-day ski trek that would, if successful, elevate their certification as masters of sports in Soviet outdoor skills. They carried provisions, charts, cameras, and a spirit of determination. The group comprised mostly university students. Some were in their late teens, others a bit older. All were healthy, measured, and prepared. Days into their trip, the Group's planned route was thrown off by worsening weather conditions. Snow squalls and biting winds forced them off course. When they finally set camp on February 1st, it was on an exposed slope. Perhaps they wanted to make up lost time, or perhaps Dyatlov simply wanted to practice resilience. Either way, the decision meant their only shelter for the night was a single large tent, anchored insecurely on the snowy incline. That was the last confirmed sign of the group alive. Over the following week, when the hikers missed their scheduled check-in, search parties were launched. Volunteers, soldiers, and local police scoured the mountains through deep drifts and relentless cold. On February 26th, they found a tent. What they saw made no sense. The tent was half collapsed, partially buried in snow. Slashed open from the inside, its contents, blankets, boots, clothes, lay scattered in disarray. There were no footprints leading into the tent. Instead, tracks led away into the pines, barefoot and chaotic, as if whomever left had done so in blind panic. Investigators followed the trail. Down at the forest's edge, under the cover of snow-dusted trees, they discovered the bodies of Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko, both frozen solid, barefoot, and clad in only underwear. It was minus 30 degrees. The pair appeared to have tried building a small fire, collecting branches in a desperate bid for warmth. 3 more bodies were soon found between the tent and the trees. Dyatlov himself, Zina Kolmogorova, and Rustem Slobodin all showed signs of violence, bruises, abrasions, and in Rustem's case, a fractured skull. But the cause of death was clear: hypothermia. The final 4 members weren't found until 2 months later, buried under several feet of snow further into the forest. The condition of these hikers, however, would cast the incident into permanent infamy. Lyudmila Dubinina, Nikolai Thibault-Brignol, Alexander Kolevatov, and Semyon Zolotaryov each revealed brutal, traumatic injuries. Lyudmila had a crushed chest and missing tongue. Semyon's skull was cracked open. Yet, according to official records, there were no external wounds corresponding to such force, and radiation was detected on some of their clothing. It looked, in the words of Soviet doctors, as if they'd been hit by a force comparable to a car crash, but with no clear attacker, no real answers. So, what happened on Dead Mountain? Speculation abounds. Some say it was an avalanche, though the tent when buried and slopes nearby didn't show signs of a slide. Others say terror struck the group. Perhaps in their confusion they fled half-dressed into the snow. The so-called infrasound theory proposes that unique wind patterns produce low-frequency vibrations, causing overwhelming panic and irrational behavior. There are still wilder theories. The hikers stumbled into a military test site, were attacked by Mansi shamans, or encountered something not of this earth. Some witnesses reported strange orange spheres in the sky that winter. Radiation found on some garments only deepened the enigma. The final Soviet case file called it an unknown compelling force, then closed the investigation. Families mourned. The mountain was renamed Dyatlov Pass in memory of the dead, and the site has become a chilling monument to unexplained tragedy. 65 years have passed. The Russian government has reopened the case more than once, but official answers still don't satisfy. There's no villain, no climatic twist, just 9 bright souls lost to a mountain secret, their story echoing through the snow. What really happened that night remains one of the greatest true horrors of all time. This has been True Horror with Jackson.